Through my career, I've been guided, I've been coached on how to coach many, many different times. I've been given a lot of different insights and guidance on what kind of structure I should use in my coaching style. I have been given many different forms and many different tools to utilize when coaching. But here's the truth: the true art of coaching doesn't come within the structure, it comes within the outcome. If we are coaching to improve a number and a number only, we are not changing anything about the individual's behavior or thought process. We are only putting focus on a digit, which does not give any sense of ownership or belief or purpose to the individual. We have to dial in to the individual's behaviors, the individual thought processes, and the individual's own point of view. If you are truly going to help an employee or a team member grow, you have to truly understand them. You cannot take anybody on your team for granted that they think just like you, because they don't. That is why you have to be able to have courage in having conversations of radical candor. And within those conversations, you have to be curious to fully understand what the individual's thought process is. Today, we're going to talk a lot about the art of coaching, but it has to start there. You have to be curious if you're going to truly coach an individual. Let's dig in. A coach is someone who can give correction without causing resentment. A quote from James Wooden. So that quote stuck with me early on in my career because I did realize I was not coaching at all. I was just managing. When I first got into leadership many years ago, I thought my job was to have all of the answers. If someone had a problem, guess what? I would solve it. If there was a question, I would have to be the one to answer it. And if a task needed to be done, I would be the one to step in. And sure, things got done, but there was no growth. The truth is, growth stopped with me. I stole it. And I had a mentor once ask me, Joe, are you creating and building doers, or are you developing thinkers? And that question shook me because the reality was I was managing tasks and I wasn't coaching people. I was creating dependency and not confidence. So I made a shift. I stopped telling and I started asking questions. Questions like, what did you notice about that customer's needs? How would you approach that differently next time? And what solutions did you see that I may have missed? And, this is what happened. My team started stepping up. They owned their work, they owned their performance, and they solved their own problems. They grew beyond me. That is the difference between coaching and managing. Managing controls the present, coaching develops the future. Leading with courage means letting go of the control. Leading with candor, hey, guess what? That means asking the hard questions. And leading with heart means believing in your people before they even believe in themselves. And my friends, that right there is the true art of coaching. Clear is kind and unclear is unkind. A quote by the great author and leader Brene Brown. That's the heartbeat of radical candor. The courage to be clear paired with heart to truly care. Feedback is one of the hardest parts of leadership. I think you can all agree with me. If you're too soft, and people won't change. But if you're too harsh, they'll shut down. I know because I've been on both sides. And, there are times where I have sugar-coated the truth to avoid hurting someone's feelings. I still do that sometimes. But no growth occurs during those times. And when I've called it really clear and been really blunt, I've broken trust. And neither have worked. The breakthrough came when I learned about radical candor, being courageous, honest, and showing genuine heart. I remember a teammate who struggled with memberships. They had a great personality, customers absolutely loved them, but their numbers weren't there. Now, I could have ignored it, I could have hammered them with data, but instead I chose candor with care. I said, "You're too good not to be winning. Your customers already trust you, but I think you're holding back. So let's walk through this together." It was not easy. It never is. They didn't love hearing it in the moment, but guess what? Weeks later, their performance jumped. And more importantly, they trusted me and they trusted my input because they knew I cared about them. Coaching with candor or without candor is incomplete. Coaching with care can be cold. Radical candor is where true growth lies. When we coach with courage, we step into tough conversations. When we coach with candor, we tell the truth clearly. And when we coach with heart, people know we're for them and not against them. And that right there, friends, that is the art of coaching. One of the most common questions I get as a leader is how do I or should I structure a coaching conversation that actually makes a difference? Because here's the truth, without structure, coaching can just be vague encouragement or even worse, just a numbers review. But with the right framework, coaching turns into transformation. Great coaching doesn't happen by accident, it happens when leaders create consistent, intentional conversations that focus on growth. Over time, I've developed a very simple framework, and I've really honed in over the last few years. There are four parts. Number one, culture. Are they living the values? Number two, continuous learning. Are they willing to be coached and grow? Number three, experience. Do they care about their experience, their customers' experience, and the impact they're making? Number four, what will their contribution be on the other side of this coaching? So I have applied that many times. And what my team has experienced is stretch. They have been stretching and growing themselves. I haven't been lecturing them, I've been helping them discover, helping them to create things that stick. That's the power of coaching because it's not a checklist, it has to be a roadmap for growth. When conversations with courage, candor, and heart take place, it doesn't just improve performance, it unlocks potential. You inspire ownership, you inspire growth, giving your team the opportunity to be the best version of themselves on a daily basis. That, to me, my friends, is the true art of coaching.